they should be held accountable. That's where we stand on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Karine, two questions. One is you referred to the president being outraged by the strike on aid workers, and in the past the president has also referred to indiscriminate bombing. I'm wondering if you can articulate why thus far there has been no consequences and why there are no consequences.
So I want to be clear, it's not me referring to that. This is the president's statement. I'm just lifting up the statement from last night where he says, I am outraged and heartbroken. The first basically line, part of the first line of the president's statement from last night, and it speaks for itself. And he talked about how there's more that needs to be done to protect innocent civilians in Gaza.
Why there have been no consequences thus far for any types of behavior that the president has been outraged by?
Look, we are having conversations with the Israeli government. We've been very clear about that. Those conversations have been tough. We've been very public about those conversations. On this particular instant, there will be an investigation. There's an investigation currently happening. The president has said he wants it to be swift, he wants it to be comprehensive, and he wants there to see accountability, to bring to bring accountability. He said that in his statement, and he wants to make sure that it is public. So we're going to let that process move forward. And you said it yourself. The president also has been publicly clear here about how he feels about what he has seen. We do not want to see innocent civilians die here. We do not want that. And we're going to continue to be clear and have those conversations from the president on down with our counterparts in the Israeli government. And those conversations are tough, right? You think about Rafah, the Rafah operations. We've been clear about that, where we stand. That military operations is not the way to go. There are alternative ways of getting those Hamas operators in Rafah. That's why we had a virtual meeting on Monday. That's why we're going to have an in-person meeting with the Israeli government. The president takes this very seriously. He wants to make sure that innocent civilian lives are protected, including those humanitarian aid workers who are out there. And yes, he's outraged and he's heartbroken by what happened yesterday. And we're going to have those conversations with the Israeli government, as we have been. It's going to continue.
If I can also go back to something that was asked earlier about the president meeting with any aid workers or anybody who's been inside of Gaza since October 7th. It is a question I've also privately posed to some of your colleagues, and it feels like a yes or no question whether or not he's actually met with somebody who's been inside. And the reason I'm asking is a number of people at the meeting said, to their knowledge, this was the first time the president had actually spoken to anybody who's been inside of Gaza since October 7th.
Well, here's what I can tell you. He's met with community leaders who are obviously from the Muslim community, the Arab community, the Palestinian community. I would let them speak for themselves on if they've been to Gaza. We don't have any information to share about that. We want to be really mindful that this meeting and many meetings that we've had have been private. We want to respect that. And so just going to leave it there. I think what is important, though, like I understand the question. Wait, no.
Updates from what the situation tangible.
I understand, right? I get what you're saying, the importance of hearing from folks who have been on the ground in Gaza. I totally understand that. But I think it's also important that the president is hearing directly from the community. Directly from the community, some of them are personally affected by what's happening in Gaza, right? And so the fact that senior White House officials are having those conversations, tough conversations, is important. The fact that the president has done so as well is important. But I hear your question, but we are also hearing from folks from the community, having these sit-down conversations. The community leaders that were here yesterday and met with the president and the vice president